thing for me to edit everything. Okay, here it is. All right.
I like that beat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. One. What is going on? What is going on, everyone? Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Beyond the Hustle. I am Daniel Tadamy, and join with me, as always, is serial entrepreneur himself, Mr. Paul Rene Jr. What is going on, Paul? What is going on? Happy New Year,
What's
everyone.
up, Maestro?
Happy
we are
New
back.
Year.
We are back. Happy New Year, man, brother. How are you? We are back. We are back. We are back.
Dude,
It's
was
the
that break
Maestro.
too long or too short? Because we missed two
Oh,
episodes, man. Took 2 weeks
Oh
off,
man,
man.
I was waiting to get back on it, man. I missed it. I missed the podcast. I miss dealing with you, man. I miss chopping it up over here. You know how we do it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yes,
you got anything
it
good
feels
for
good.
Christmas?
Christmas, yeah, spent some time with the kids.
Yeah.
Right after Christmas, I had to decompress, man, and I took a trip, went over to Cartagena, Colombia, relaxed, had a good time. They was treating me like a god out there. Oh man,
I saw the pictures, dude. You was living it up, dude. The food looked good out there.
I was killing it on the snapper. That's like the most thing.
Okay,
Like the majority of food that I ate out there was some good fish, some good snapper, some nice rice. Dude, the food out there felt so different. It didn't feel processed. It wasn't even heavy. Man,
No?
even the bag of Doritos was different, right? It felt like I was eating on some corn chips with some flavor instead of eating something that came straight out of a laboratory, right?
Dang.
Yeah. So I got to go back out there. It felt like I was out there for about 5 days and I didn't see everything that I could have seen, man. It felt like there was so much left for me to go ahead and view. So maybe, you can come with me and we take a trip out there or something.
Oh, yeah,
man.
we got to, bro. I got to. I want to do that. I haven't been international in a while, dude. But that's pretty fire, man. That's pretty fire.
Yeah.
So this is episode 11, Paul. We made it past our goal of 10. This is episode 11. And this episode is special, man. I want you to tell everyone why this episode is special.
Well, yeah, we did make it past our goal, right? Because we're on 11. We said we were going to do it up to 10. Majority of people don't even make it there, but it's another special episode. All right. We have another serial entrepreneur, someone that we can gain words of wisdom from. And you can still see, like most of the entrepreneurs that have been on the show, that there's going to be some similarities on our mindset out there. All right. This serial entrepreneur had started and ran several businesses and now is jumped into the nonprofit game. All right. Denice Harrison, she's here with us today. I want us to give a round of applause to her.
Our first
woman, a veteran at the game.
Guest.
Big pat on the back, Denice. Big pat on the back.
Yes.
Thank you. It's an honor to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So Denice, you gonna say something, Daniel?
No, I'm grateful to be here.
I was going to tell
grateful.
Denice to introduce herself and talk about herself a little bit.
Oh, I'm just Denice. Denice Harrison. I am.
So humble at it. Well, Denice, we had a conversation off air where I was, getting a feel off of what got you started into entrepreneurship. And it seemed like it was just in your DNA, right? Something that's similar to a lot of entrepreneurs out there. We've seen those important people in our lives doing it, becoming entrepreneurs themselves, making money on their own, and it rubbed off. What's your story? You were telling me you were raised by entrepreneurs?
Yes. My father and my mother, my grandparents, my great-grandparents as well. So, the mother of necessity is you reinvent, and that's yourself. My grandfather, he was, I'm going to use an old school word. He was cold.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I kind of dated myself.
Yeah. Oh, you're letting us feel your age right there. I see that, huh?
Yeah. But
that's good though. That's good. That means we got a lot to learn from you in this episode right here. America, listen up to Denice
Yeah,
Harrison.
this is the one thing that I do know. People from other countries come here and they make it because they build from, sometimes what they have and sometimes what we don't want. So, my grandfather was like that. He had a need to take care of a family, and what somebody would not give him, he created for himself. So he taught himself how to plaster. And you know what plaster is, right? Plaster is not drywall. Plaster is not drywall that you can punch and go into the next room. Plaster will punch back.
Okay.
It has lath. If you ever been in an old home, a century home that has wooden underneath the walls and then plaster on top of it. My first home was a century home built in 1880. And
whoa, okay.
In the walls, you could literally see where with the plaster, they mix horsehair. So these structures lasted. My grandfather taught himself by going into a closet and tearing out a wall and rebuilding it himself in his home. And he got so good at it that he is known, Little Page's Plastering. Well, his name is Little Page, but Page's Plastering, everybody knows Page's Plastering. He passed it on to his sons and his grandsons, and then my sons even know how to plaster. So it's like, what?
Wow.
His father.
So they didn't even did they have a chance to meet your grandfather?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
My children know my grandfather. Yes, all of them. They grew up with him. We were just talking about him yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I bet you he was a proud man, seeing his legacy. That's awesome.
That's generational, bro. That's big.
Yeah.
I can say this. He paid cash for everything.
Hey. Now, see, so I do want to. I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of times, when people get into the space of business or wanting to do something like that, when they want to be entrepreneurs, this is America, right? We thrive on capitalism. That's just a harsh reality. And I don't know. I don't want to stereotype it, but I'll say, especially I hear it more within the Black community, that when you start a business, you start doing things like that, you don't want to focus on the money part of it. And that's kind of tough because, you want to be able to control your own income. You want to control your earning potential. And getting into business and getting into entrepreneurship, that's kind of one of the perks that come with it, right? So you don't want to be money focused, and you hear that, but it's that's why you do it. Yes, you want to provide a quality product or service, right? But that money is a huge part of it. So I kind of want to hear what you I kind of want to hear.
Know your worth.
Yeah, and me and Paul, we talk about it a lot, bro. You want to make money, right? That's what you want to do. You want to make as much as you can. So I kind of want to hear you talk a little bit about that, because you said he paid cash for everything. It's a perk that comes with it.
His motto was, you pay yourself first and you ask for as much money as somebody is willing to pay. Literally. So, if they can't do it and you can, what is that worth? If it takes you 15 or 20 minutes to do something, but somebody else can't do it, your worth is the fact that you can do it. So a lot of times we sell ourselves short because we have been taught, how we have been taught, pass. Yeah. Don't pay each other. You can go to the mall and pay the high price, right? we were taught to help one another out. Give it away free.
Man,
God bless
discounts.
And Denice, let me make a
it's
point
more
here. So
happiness in giving than in receiving.
Man, listen.
let me make a point here too, Denice. Daniel, right? You're talking about having the cash to pay for everything, right?
Right.
Here's what a lot of people don't realize or don't focus on is that blue collar worker, right, ends up making a lot of money and they're overlooked. That skill set is what can generate millions of dollars, but it's overlooked. It's like everyone wants to glamorize, white collar jobs and white collar businesses, but it is the blue collar worker that is the foundation of America, and everybody needs them. Even the white collar individuals know they can't be there without those blue collar workers. Okay.
Commodity.
Yes, ma'am.
You need toilet paper. You need dishwashing liquid. If your roof leaks, my brother's a roofer. You need a roofer.
Exactly. And they get paid good money to be roofers.
Yeah.
When the roof leaks, it messes up the wall. So you're going to need somebody to come in and fix the wall. My other brother does that. Then you're going to have it painted, and my cousins do that. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I understand it completely.
Yeah, and then you need somebody to clean up. Hey. Lemon Fresh cleaning service at your service.
And that's keeping it all in the family too.
Yes, literally.
Yeah. Literally. Y'all like the Waynes. Y'all like the Waynes family when it comes to the construction side of it.
And we even did hair in the kitchen.
Yeah. I was talking to my younger brother, and he has a auto mechanic service, and he went out to do a job, and he quoted the client. He goes out to do the job, and the client is like, "Man, you made like $200 in like 18 minutes." And he said, "Well, there's a reason why, you paid what you paid, and there's a reason why I could do it." He said, "You're not paying me for the 18 minutes. You're paying me for how long it took me to learn to do it in 18 minutes." Right. And I think that when you're talking about know your worth, that's a part of it, right? Like the time it took you to be great at what it is that you do, like that's what you're paying for. You're not the convenience, right? I did it in 18 minutes, or I got it done. I turned it back around that quickly to you. That's a convenience. That's a convenience for you, and that's what you're paying for.
Yes, you know that when you go to the doctor. You paying for their medical. You're paying for their med school.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Literally, when you go to a psychiatrist, people that go to college nowadays, the debt is astronomical, but the medical price has gone up as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They're going to college, and they're not even learning a skill. That's what I'm, and then they're tackled with a lot of debt for coming out of college without any type of skill. They're coming out with a sociology degree or a social working degree, business management, things like that don't that really doesn't generate any income if they try to make money on their own. I'm a big advocate for trade schools. Learning a skill like your grandfather did, because that can generate a lot of income. You can work for a company and work for yourself on the side.
Exactly.
Speaking about working for yourself, Denice, how many businesses, or can you tell us about some of the businesses that you started up or ran? From the past.
Daycare. So I'm a Jamaican.
Okay.
You remember the white man say you lesbian.
Yeah, I know.
I
know how that is. Believe me. Yeah.
You only got two jobs, 3 jobs. You're lesbian.
Yeah. Us people from the Caribbean are like that. That's the truth. That is definitely the truth.
You said beyond the hustle. The hustle is real.
It is. Yes, I'm Haitian, so I know what you're talking about. My dad, his dad, we were all. I'm from a lineage of entrepreneurs, and we all have multiple skill sets under our belt. They don't get it though. They don't get it. Some people are like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "How do you not?" Right?
How do you not do it? So the kids are out of school because it snows, but nobody is on the street with a shovel making money.
Yeah.
You see, so these are fundamental things that my brothers, you rake leaves, you shovel snow, you paint numbers on the street. So for myself, cleaning, as a young person, so I was like, okay, you clean, so I'm gonna start a cleaning business. You know what I'm saying? Why do day work and I can have a business? So I started Lemon's Fresh Cleaning Service. And I can remember being in Baker Squares. I don't know if you know about Baker Squares or not.
No, I don't.
That's a restaurant that sold pies. But I can remember their bathrooms were horrible. And people were complaining. I'm like, I can do that for you. I can detail them. He was like, okay, make a contract. I made a contract up, literally brought it back to him, detailed 2 bathrooms for $700, literally. And then I went 3 days a week. You understand what I'm saying? That's one contract. Then I build upon that. And I got another contract with a bowling alley. You're cleaning these business. People don't like cleaning, but there's a lot of money to be made in it. You understand? You see Mighty Maids now?
Yep.
You remember when our moms and our grandparents and our great grandparents, the Black women were the women that cleaned.
Ma'am.
And now you don't see them standing at the bus stop going to clean houses anymore. Do you recall that? I don't know if you're too young but it used to be, you see, older Black women, middle-aged Black women standing at the bus stop in the morning time in the snow, whatever, they're going to clean a house. And nowadays you have people with, so I'm like, I'll start a cleaning business. In the midst of having a cleaning business, I had a daycare business where I kept children at my house. I took my children to work with me. One of my prerequisites for cleaning your house or your building, residential, commercial, or any other business, was that I needed to be able to bring my children with me. So they were learning how to have a skill, do something very tedious. And I mean clean, and I only use lemon scented products because it was Lemon's Fresh Cleaning Service. And I remember gentleman coming in, he said, every day I'm coming in, I gotta sit on your toilets because they're so clean. That's in the men's restroom. He would come in with his newspaper. Yes. He was the chef, and he would come in just so he can be the first one on the throne. Literally.
That was branding yourself. You branded yourself, and that's big when it comes to branding. And you probably didn't even realize what was happening at the time, but that's what people pay for now.
Yes, branding. They do. Yeah. And then I also had a basket business. When I didn't see gift baskets, I created gift baskets, and it was baskets by Lemons. That was my first, from my first marriage, my first lemons. So basket by Lemons.
Was it scented baskets, or that was just the name?
These baskets were so fabulous. So I had soaps in them. I had a passion basket with wine glasses, with floating candles, with bath towels, with jazz music in it, champagne. Okay. And yes. And I remember I would get on the elevator at Cleveland Clinic with beautiful baskets, having nowhere to go with my business cards. And I would start on the bottom floor with this basket in hand, and I would go all the way to the top. And they were like, oh, wow, that smells so good. That's so beautiful. And I'm just passing out cards as if I'm delivering it.
That's the hustle right there.
That's the hustle.
That's the hustle.
I love it. I love it. And so you didn't really need any motivation to create these businesses. All of this was like instilled with you because you were trained to know that ownership was important, right?
Yeah.
And it just came naturally. I get it. And it came naturally. You seen that there was a need in the market, and then you capitalized from it.
No computers, none of that. Raw imagination. You understand? That's like
Yes,
Fuller's
ma'am.
brush, door to door. The best thing that you can have is word of mouth. You understand? The word of
Yes, ma'am.
and yeah, people buy you. They buy you. They buy you. You're selling your product that they don't need.
I agree. I know of people who do marketing, and they contact me all the time and say, "Hey, let me do this for you, website graphics and et cetera, et cetera." They want to do all these marketing things, and I tell them, like, "Look, listen here. I've been doing this for 15 years. All right. None of that stuff. I've had so many people offer me services for marketing and designs and all that stuff. None of that stuff made me any money. What made me money was referrals. All right.
Yes.
People,
Yeah.
my uncle told me, you do right by people, and that one person will get you 10 more people.
Yes. Yeah. And it's the truth. And you juggle that. In the midst of that, I was also doing school crossing guard because they had fabulous benefits. And it was 15 minutes.
To be a crossing guard.
15 minutes and you got healthcare and everything, huh?
I'm telling you.
I want to know, like, so, and so we're talking to you about women in business, right? Mm-hmm. Have you noticed, or what have your experiences been like? It sounds like you've done a lot with family, and so you and your family are working close together. So I don't know, have you seen that anything? Okay, yeah, being a woman in business, men in business, have you encountered anything that was like, oh man, it's a little bit extra push being a woman? Like, have you felt anything like that?
Well, I'm unique.
Okay.
Talk
about it.
I'm cut from a different different cloth.
I can see that. I can hear it.
So you didn't
let any of those obstacles touch you, basically, right?
No. It's you when you belong where you're supposed to be, doors open. Mm-hmm. When you literally belong where you're supposed to be, it's not hard. People, and then I always walk with love in my heart. I always walk with a smile. I always walk with, I know you're a friend immediately. You understand? And it doesn't always work for everybody, but when you know who you are, you just walk in it. And it just, what do they say? Be the change in the world you want to see.
Love it.
So, I remember being a hearing instrument specialist for Miracle Ear. I got that job because I took my mother-in-law to get a hearing test. And while she was in the booth being tested, somebody knocked on the door to put in the application. I told him, that's okay, I got it. I got up, took the application for her. I returned it to him. He was like, oh, wow, you were just so personable. Would you be interested?
What?
I am serious.
Wow. Good deeds don't go unpunished, huh?
I'm the same way. I went in and my son put in for a job for photography. I went to inquire about the application. He was denied, and she said, but we've been watching you. Wow. Yes, because don't forget, Miracle Ear is inside of Sears. It used to be, and so was the photography studio. Yep. I had no idea that the district manager was loving my people skills.
Wow.
Wow. So you talking about Sears and then photography and Sears. You dating yourself all through this.
Right.
But
I remember that too.
I was running my businesses at the same time. I would take a break and still go do my crossing.
Yeah. That's the hustle right there.
That's the hustle.
That's the hustle right there.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and Paul, we were talking about it too. We talk about it a lot, actually. People don't count the cost of what it takes to be that boss or to be in that position. Correct. Just because you want something, you're not always going to get it. Just because, well, you're not going to get it because you want it. You're going to have to put effort, put work into it.
It's about the doing.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind. Yeah. And I've worked, I remember when I was out of work in between and in betwixt, and I got a job literally at the Board of Elections. And they said, you're going to have to stand on your feet. And I can remember people leaving. They didn't want to stand up. And I'm like, I always taught my children this. How can you borrow $7 if you're not willing to work for 10?
I told you we were going to learn something, Daniel. Didn't I mention that? I said this is going to be great. She's going to have words of wisdom for America to learn.
Like all what? Right? You have people borrowing money from you, and you offer them a job, and they're like, I'm not working there. I can't work. Huh? What? And that's why people are coming over, taking over. You get me? Because they're willing to work.
Because it's a different generation now. People don't want to work. Everything is fast food. Okay. You don't have to wait for that episode to come out like, we used to. Everything is all at once, it's just no one wants to work for it. No one wants to wait. There's no delayed gratification here in America. Yeah. It's just fast. And I tell you though, for those that still have that desire and ambition, like you, like me, like Daniel, it makes it a lot easy for us guys. It makes it a lot easy for us to get that hustle. All right.
See, that's why I started my nonprofit. That's
exactly what I was about to jump into. I wanted to jump into that. What you're doing right now, that nonprofit organization. Please tell us about it. What is the mission statement?
So it's Daddy's Girls, and basically, my granddaughter, my first grandchild, she is a daddy's girl. She is beautiful. She's a guitarist and a violinist. She draws. She is so awesome, quiet and very, she's really just an awesome child. She's 16 years old, getting ready to be 16. And I can just remember always on her daddy, my daddy. I love my father. Girls love their fathers. But I noticed that a lot of young women, not having been reared by their fathers, have put themselves in situations where, they have allowed themselves to, how can I word this? Miss some fundamentals that used to be.
What's the reason behind it? How come you think that the fathers are not there to be able to give them that foundation, those fundamentals of teaching them how to be a lady, or all those important principles that's needed in order to thrive in today's society, to be a valuable member into society, or even be a pillar in their family as a woman? What's the reason that the father? Because you've been there. You've been there from when the father was there in society to where it's transitioned to where there isn't a male figure there. Well, what's your opinion on it?
I think standards have been lowered. I feel value is no longer there. We don't value quality. It used to be you would buy a quality suit. You have two good pieces, you took care of them. Now everything is disposable. People are disposable, unfortunately. They literally, it's like next, and grandparents are not there anymore. It's an unfortunate situation, and I think it happened mostly in the 80s. In late 70s, the 80s, drugs came in, integration came in. We stopped owning our own businesses in our neighborhood. You know, you've heard of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when you stop having gardens, you're too good to put on overalls or plumb or do the skill sets that it needs to take care of a house. You don't mow grass anymore. You want to live in a high-rise apartment
Yeah.
buildings, moving on up. The good times. Remember?
Yeah,
George
and
Jefferson. You
yeah,
want
but
to
you
go
see,
from
George Jefferson was probably that guy that worked in the laundromat and had dreams and desires, the blue collar worker and had dreams and desires
entrepreneur.
of owning multiple businesses, right? And so that he could
Yes.
get that. So he had that foundation, right? And just moved on up. And a lot of people don't want to have that foundation, that principle. And you're saying that society has changed. The male figure isn't there anymore.
But you're still
Because
having children, mind you. You're still
yeah.
having children, but the grandparents are in the clubs with the grandchildren. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes.
So,
I know
so
that for a fact. I see that a lot. I see that a lot.
it's
Oh
like
man.
it went from grandma to glam mom. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mothers and daughters the same, right? They're like they're in the club and you're like, hey, how you doing? And she's introduces you to her daughter right there. Yeah, this is my daughter. And you just like, what? You came up here to twerk with your daughter? Seriously? That's crazy.
come on. Pushing her to do it and bring some money
Yeah.
home. I'm just saying,
man.
and no, and that the sadder part about it, nobody is going home to cook dinner. You know how? Remember, it used to be a way to a man's heart is through his what?
Yes, ma'am. I think
His
we had
stomach?
that conversation. We had
Through
that
his
conversation,
stomach.
right?
What you gonna eat now?
Right. It's the McDonald's and French fries and stuff.
See, Denice, you
I
saying
only
some
knew
triggering
two.
stuff right now, Denice. You about to trigger these ladies.
Denise. No, Denise is real because I asked Denise. I said, "Hey, Denise, do you have a cookbook?" She said, "Yes." Women don't have cookbooks anymore. My mom had a cookbook. My grandma had a cookbook. I only dated 2 women in my life that knew how to cook. All right. And they still didn't even have cookbooks. You mentioned, Denise, right? About sewing too. People
Yeah.
don't even sew anymore.
No. It's like, hold on. What happened to the fabric stores? You remember? I don't know if you remember Joanne Fabric. You know what a sewing machine looks like, right?
Yes.
So when is when's
the
home economics has been taken out of the schools? And this is what we don't realize. There are fundamentals to survival. There are fundamentals to survival. You need to know.
Listen to this, Denise. I know of women telling me that their man does not even know how to mount a TV on the wall. They don't even know how to use a drill or a screwdriver or a saw.
How to use tools.
Any of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I went to Home Depot. They had classes, okay? Literally. You have classes for the children and for adults. If you want to learn how to mount a ceiling fan or a chandelier. When I went there, I was the only person because I wanted to change out my chandelier. I'm the only person there. And the man that was there, guess what he did? He went on YouTube.
Wait, lie. The instructor went on YouTube?
He went on YouTube and showed me. No lie.
Emma says Joanne is still in business. I haven't seen the Joanne Fabrics.
Oh yeah, Joanne Fabrics is still in business.
I haven't seen them. Probably
they're far few and in between.
Probably, yeah. I remember when I was in middle school, I took a home economics class.
Yeah.
I remember I did that when I was in 8th grade. I don't know if I did it after that though. I don't know if it was still around after that, but I know I took it in 8th grade and they taught us how to like cook and things like that. We had to bake in there.
Bake a cake, right?
Yeah, we had to bake a
You
cake.
learn how to make Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah,
right.
We learned to do that stuff.
So you stop and you think about that. Those are kids used to take the things that they knew how to do in the kitchen, lemonade, and what did they do?
Make
they
a
had a
lemonade
lemonade.
stand.
They sold cookies.
I used to sell candy, chips, and flips and stuff like that out of my house.
See?
I used to do that.
Look at you.
I used to do
That's
that.
what I'm
saying. I used to sell candy in school until they stopped that from happening. Right?
And so I'm telling you.
That's just the way it was. That's just the natural hustle, man. You're like, oh, you're giving me all of this for Halloween? Let me go ahead and sell this. Right?
Man. Dude, I used to have a drawer in the kitchen. It was the cash register. It was a drawer in the kitchen. And that drawer used to be full of change and oh man. And then we would just go to the store and just blow it on like toys and stuff.
Yeah, Denice, but I'm saying it's inside of everybody. Yeah. Entrepreneurship, you're gonna be one or the other. You're gonna be the boss or you're gonna be the worker. You know, you're gonna be one or the other. You know, or the tax person or the manager. But you're gonna do something, and you can consult, which is entrepreneurship. You can be a consultant with your gift, with your skill, and a lot of people maybe they don't know this. I don't know. But I do know that there are some fundamentals that go to school, go to college, rack up debt, and try to get a job. And I think COVID is blowing that out of the water. I think there are more people now because they were laid off. Because once again, the mother of invention is necessity.
Yes, ma'am.
So people are reinventing themselves out of necessity. And they found out, oh wow, I don't like going into the office. So now office buildings are even closing. The whole business structure is changed. It's been turned upside down. Now you don't have to go to the doctor. You can video your doctor.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
That's right. That's true.
So, yeah, everything has changed. So even the hands-on skill set, the doctors are going to lose those. Because if you don't see a patient in person, how are you going to get a feel for them? When is the last time you've been to the doctor and had your eyes look up your nose, into your mouth, into your ears, tap on your knees so that they kick out, lay down, and they push on your belly and feel it? When's the last time? They don't do that no more. Tap the inside of your elbows, the fundamental reflexes to see if you're good. It's like they're on a laptop and they're sitting there and they breathe in, breathe out. Everything is very quick. It's quick. Chop, 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 chop. Like you said, microwave medicine, microwave losing weight, microwave relationships. Just microwave.
You feeling bad? You feeling bad? Here, take this pill. Yeah.
Microwave religious services.
Oh man, tell me about
we're gonna have 4 services at this church.
on one Sunday.
You're gonna make me tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about that. I was driving down in Orlando with my mom one day, and as we were driving down the street, we see a sign that said "Drive Through Church." Drive through church. I was like, Mom, turn around. I want to see what this is all about. So we ended up turning around, pulling in. It said, here, take an envelope, write your prayer, and put your tithe in it, and God will answer you. It was like, what kind of, and people, they're not getting personal anymore. No one wants to talk to you face to face, like you saying. It's a different society now. It used to be where we knew where our friends were just by riding around the neighborhood and checking out the houses and seeing if the bikes, how many bikes are outside of the house. And when you go inside, we're out there playing video games and games. But now, in order to play video games, I have to be at my house. You have to be at your house. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Everything is. Yeah. So this is the question. When the electricity goes out, which we know that from time to time it does. What happens? What's your skill set? Do you know how to light a fire? Do you know how to barbecue in the backyard? Do you literally do you, do you even know how to use a can opener?
Preach.
Yeah.
They literally don't the cans have like pop tops on them?
Some of them do. Some of them do. You were talking about your nonprofit, and you were talking about, before I get to that, because I wanted to hear what you had to say about men, but you were talking about, I wanted to ask you this a while ago, you were talking about the quality of things are missing, like people don't value quality anymore. And it's funny to hear you say that, because I believe that I didn't think about it till just now, and just listen to what you talk, and just like, taking a view of what I see. People just don't value quality anymore. And me and you were talking, and it made me think about our conversation. We're talking about men and being able to provide for your family in this amazing way, and how a lot of times I don't want to take a relationship turn right with this show, but on this episode, later episodes, but on this one, I didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it, because hearing you say that about quality, hey, there you go. Talk about it. But a lot of women want a certain type of lifestyle, right? And they want to be with a certain type of man. And vice versa, men want to be with a certain type of woman. Yet what it takes to attain those things and sustain them over a period of time, that's a lot of work, right? And it speaks to the quality of a person that you have. And you're talking about microwave relationships. People aren't valuing quality. Like, do you think that the quality isn't the same? Right? The quality of work, the quality of a person, the quality of whatever, right? Is it that the quality has diminished over time and people aren't producing quality? Or do you still see quality out there, and maybe due to the instant gratification, right? The hyper production of instant gratification, that we just kind of get away from desiring quality, right?
Yeah. So I say this. I would ask the question to a person, what is quality? When it comes to furniture, what consists of quality? Something that you can have for 20 and 30 years is a quality piece of furniture, right?
Yes.
If you have to replace it in 5 years, something's wrong. Cars used to last. Furniture used to last. Literally, the giants have gotten aware of, if we create something that's going to last, they're not going to buy it. So you become accustomed. You can inadvertently be taught to value things that are not quality. And because now here you are, that's out of style. So now you have style that's into it. You get what I'm saying? Now this was working for you. Drinking water from a container is drinking water from a container. You might be too young to remember the pimp cup. Do you remember that?
I remember that pimp cup, the bedazzled.
Come on.
I used to have one.
The chalice.
I used to have one. Yes. I used to have one, Denice.
Yes.
Guess what? Where is it at?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
They don't even have TV. They don't even have TV repairmen anymore, Denice.
I know. They don't. You know why? Even your phone. You remember you used to could take everything out of your phone and transfer it?
Yes,
you remember phones used to have a battery in them that you just had to replace the battery? Try doing that now. You can't.
It's cheaper to buy another one. It's cheaper to buy another one than it is to try to even repair it.
Well, what it is that the phone that you have works, but you don't have the right color. That's out of style. So now, why would I make quality things when I know you're not even gonna keep it?
Correct. Yes,
Why?
ma'am.
Why would I
Dang, that is
make
true.
you know corduroys, right? You know what corduroys are, right?
I used to
Oh
hate when
yeah.
my
Oh
mom
yeah.
used to make me
I
wear
remember
those in
that.
school.
You
You
know
taking
them
it way
bad boys
back.
last, right?
I used to hate that. I had hand-me-down corduroys. That's how long they used to
Come
Corduroys
last.
on
used to
now.
run through anything. You could play
Yeah,
football in corduroys and it still won't
yeah.
damage.
They ain't
Come
gonna
on.
tell. Nah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
Yes,
know what a
ma'am.
hem is in a pant? You
yeah.
had enough hem in your pants that you could let not no more. They cut
Ain't no
I'm
him.
trying to tell you. And we not peeping this out. The
Yeah.
bottles, the boxes, everything has gotten smaller. You understand? They take the
Yes.
bottom of your cup and they put a dent in the bottom of it. It's the same height, but it's a big dent in the bottom of it, so you getting less, but you paying more.
Yeah.
So if we don't understand, there was a statement, if you don't know what quality is, then you can't buy quality.
Mm.
You can't sell quality. So you got to teach quality. You understand?
Mm.
Unfortunately, there's a generation that's being born in an era where there isn't any quality, and so that's all they're gonna know. That's what's unfortunate about it. They're not gonna know quality because they're born with this. They're not gonna know, how
And
it
they don't.
was to play outside because they have to play inside in order to connect with their friends, online. It's a different
And may
type
I
of that they're
interject?
born into.
They also don't want what could be passed down to them. So if you reject your birthright, okay? A
That's
lot of
true.
us rejected the land that was given to us down south. I don't want that. We have rejected a lot that has been passed down to us that was quality. But
Facts.
what's that term? Old fashioned.
Facts. That's facts.
Out with the
I
old
recently,
in. But now
I
guess what
recently,
happened? Antiques
I
Roadshow showed up and was selling your stuff.
That's facts, Denice. I'm in the real
Okay.
estate game. I'm in the real estate game myself, so I've seen that happen plenty of times down here in Florida, where
Yes.
someone inherited 5 acres of property with a warehouse in the back, a nice two-bedroom, a three bedroom, two-bath house, and they're like, "Hey, how much is this house worth? Because I want to sell it." And I'm like, "What? You want to sell it? Yeah, I don't need it. I have this house right here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and sell. This is a gold mine, but you're not even appreciating it. You just want the fast dollar. This could be something that you could pass down to your children and children's children. But no, they're
Generational
gonna cash
wealth.
it in. Yeah, but they're gonna cash it in. I've seen that so many times. A lot of the farms out here in Florida have been sold by people who inherited it. They don't know what it's worth. They don't even care. They just know how much money that can come in from it if they sell it.
Remember, remember what I said? You have to teach what value is. You have to teach quality. People can't, they just don't, you can look at steel, a black steel door and a black steel door to somebody who doesn't know it's just a black steel door. My lock on my side door broke. I replaced my front door. My lock on my side door broke and the locksmith came out and you know what he told me? He said to replace the lock on this door would cost more than getting a new one. That's the quality of the door that I have up. The
Mm-hmm.
quality. And they don't make that wrought iron that heavy iron.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You see everything is hollow. Everything is hollow and shallow. So, you know, it is what it is. My son said it when he was 12. He was like, "Mommy, you know why they call it the projects? Because it's an ongoing project."
That's funny, but he has a
But it's
point.
true.
I think when I hear and I want to get into overcoming adversity.
Okay.
Because you have an amazing story, and I want the people to know it. But before we get into that, I think that points to the relationship aspect of what you're able to pass down to your children. I think what has been lost in the family dynamic, Emma's laughing. Yeah, that was funny. I think that what has been lost in the family dynamic is that relationship piece. So when I was growing up, I was born in 85, right? I'll be 40 this year in 2025, the big 4-0, so I got to do something crazy. But, you know, and what you saw in that, and my grandparents, right? My grandparents and even my mom, she was at home with the kids, and dad was working. Now, did we see a lot of that? And my dad was a pastor, so I'm a pastor's kid. So, you know, we had that, right? We go to church, like we was in church, gosh, dog, every day of the week, right? But that's
for real.
You know, that. Paul, you know. Sidebar, Denice, me and Paul go way, way back. Like, I went to his dad's private school that his dad had, and in elementary. So Paul knows a lot of these stories. But okay. But anyway, so that's how it was, right? So mom instilled a lot into us. So we saw dad, right? We did see dad, and we had moments with dad, but there was a lot of mom and a lot of mom instilling. And when you got in trouble, then dad get involved, and you don't want mom to call dad, right? But, you know, when dad was home, he was on the couch laying down, he was in the room, or he was eating, whatever like that. Now, there is no mom at home because there is no dad, right? So now mom has to work, kids are in school. There's no time for you to relate to your kids. So being able to instill a lot of the older qualities, I mean, let's just be honest, there's just no time, right? Parents don't have time with their kids that they had before. And if there is time with when parents are home, they're tired. And I get it, right? I get it. Parents are tired. So I think that there is no relationship. So there is no ability, there is no time or the ability to pass down. It's just not there. So when you tell your kids, hey, don't do this, or no, or you try to give them advice, there's no relationship. And it's hard to discipline without relationship. So I don't want to rant, but that's what I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also being raised by YouTube, TV, video games. They're being inundated with so many different cultures. They're globetrotters already, and they have never left their neighborhood. You understand?
Facts.
Yeah.
Literally. Yet they don't know what their county is, because that's not being taught in school anymore. No, they don't know what cursive writing is, because that's not being taught in school anymore. So they know more about somebody else's world than what they know about their own history. So now autonomy is not there. Who am I? I want to be who you are, because I don't like me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I want what you want. You know that even from the Bible. That they say we want a king.
Yeah.
We don't want just you, God. We want a king, right? See? And so they got a king, and it got all messed up. Yeah. So my thing is, less is more. Playing Monopoly. My grandmother used to record us on a tape recorder, you know, and she had our voices, and it was so funny. She would play it back. We would guess pennies, guess the date on the pennies, and we played dominoes, we played Monopoly, games. That's all what we did. You know, we're racing with our uncles. You remember children used to race in the street?
Yep.
You remember you guys used to play football in the street?
In the street.
Yes.
In the street. What happened?
We used to grab the can in the street, grab the can. I don't know if you remember that game where you put the can in the middle and there's two sides. My mom used to play that with us too. And yeah, you're right, Daniel. There isn't that relationship anymore. I try to maintain that type of relationship and that type of vibe how I was raised with my kids. But I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat on. All right, Denice. I'm one of the world's biggest conspiracy theorists out here. I think it's been engineered. I think it's been engineered in the Western culture that way to destroy the family. It's a war going on, and in order to defeat the country that you're waging a war against, the first thing you got to do is destroy the family. If you want to do it in a way where it's not invasive and bullets are flying and things are blowing up, you destroy the family. You take the man out the home, you kill the family vibe, and all they're going to succumb to is what the programming that the mainstream media and things like that nature are being portrayed of what they think they should be or how they think they should be living. All right, so it's that war that's going on to destroy the family that has us in this position, and it's deliberate.
Yeah, and the best way to do that, literally, is through education, indoctrination, and another way is keeping up with the Joneses. Two things. Correct. If you don't want to be poor, you're fighting that fight. That's the fear behind you, right? And you are reaching to be rich. That is the hope, right? That's called the middle class.
Correct, right. Which they're fighting to destroy. They're fighting to destroy the middle class. Ask me about it. I see it every year when these tax laws change to where they're trying to take more money out of the pockets of the middle class.
The haves and the have-nots. That's what it's going to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So, sometimes are we content with peace in our home? Are we content with food, clothing, and shelter? No. We have a TV that works.
Yeah.
Your brain, understand how your brain works.
Yeah.
Your brain adapts to whatever you're looking at in this little bitty phone, right? Mm-hmm. Your brain adapts. But you need a TV that is the size of a picture window. Mm-hmm. Because you want to see more of the football game. Your brain is seeing it either way.
Yeah.
I've seen TVs in homes the size of the wall in the living room.
Yeah. Yes, you can sit across the street and not pay if you smart.
Man.
Get a remote control and turn that channel.
Why did you change the channel? I was watching that.
I want to hear Denice. I want you to talk a little bit about overcoming adversity and dealing with speed bumps or hurdles, man, because even outside of business, just in life in general, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now, I've had adversity hit when I had a job, and I've had adversity hit in the business. And I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easier, right? But dealing with adversity and having that job, the punch was tough. It was hard, but it didn't affect me as much as with the business. Because with the business, I was like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? With the job, it's like, I'm gonna take these next couple of days off, and then, I think that security being threatened, that foundation shaking is nerve-wracking. It's scary. So I just want to share a little bit about your story and how you were able to, and how you are even overcoming your adversity. You had a bad stint with COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My first I was doing an assessment in 2018 in a jail, Cuyahoga County community, not community jail, and I got pneumonia in 2018, and that was a huge hurdle for me. But I bounced back. I went back to work. I went back part-time though, and I threw a fabulous family reunion, and then 2019, You know, we were planning to go to Africa, you know, as everybody was. Uh, a lot of people didn't make it. But I was, then COVID came. I started traveling. My mother-in-law, she got sick. She was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in March of 2020, a couple of days after COVID was announced. And that was really difficult. She passed away in September, and I started traveling. It was hard on our marriage. It was hard emotionally, but we got through it. I came back home, and you know, I would come in and out during COVID, and I ended up with COVID when I got home, and drove myself to the hospital. And as you see, I'm still on oxygen. That was in 2021, and I literally was on my deathbed. I was talking like this. I couldn't, yeah, I could not speak properly. Sometimes all I could do was yell. My skin was peeling off of my body. I had sores in my mouth, on my lips, in my nose. They wanted to put me on the ventilator. I refused. And
God.
yeah. My body, not my mind, my body told me that if I got on the ventilator, I was going to die. You know how you feel something in your bones? You know somebody is behind you. You know, you like somebody is behind me. And you turn around and they're there. That's how real it was. Don't get on the ventilator.
Wow.
And I ended up I was on a high flow. This cannula, the oxygen that I was on, this could not go in my nose. It had to be cannulas that are like when you go up into a airplane high up. The really big, thick cannulas that are like accordion hoses, like this round, you know. That's what was up my nose, and all I heard was shh, 24 hours. Wow. You just imagine it. So my nose sores in them, my mouth. I have horror stories that, you know, some of it is too gross to even say.
Yeah.
You know, but I have pictures for the proof, you know. And I was debilitated to the point they brought in respite care, you know, because they knew I was going to die. And yeah, I walked in and I was wheeled out, and I didn't come home. It took me from the end of March to the end of June to come home.
Wow.
And
well, look.
And yeah, I could not, you know how you're sitting on the couch and you get up and maybe move to another. I had to go immediately into a wheelchair. I could not walk to the bathroom. You know, I was in pull-ups. I was just totally debilitated, and my mind was messed up from it. You know,
wow.
Flashbacks, PTSD, depression, anxiety, and I still suffer with those things. You know, for those who think COVID is not real, I still don't have my smell, you guys.
Oh no, it definitely is real, and they're figuring out that it was created, you know, from another country as, again, tinfoil hat warfare going on, some biological warfare going on. But there was a purpose for you, Denice.
It wasn't to lose weight.
No. but beyond that, there's still much more work you need to do for society.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I think
Yeah.
God has kept you out here, because just being on this show, hopefully America will listen and take heed to the wisdom that she has from
Yeah.
years of experience, of ownership, or whatnot. And now your future endeavor is this nonprofit organization to still contribute to
Yeah.
society. If you want to elaborate on that some more for us, please. On
Well, I do.
you know,
I the simple needle and thread, the simple cooking, um, how to communicate. It's so many skills that are needed that young people don't have. A lot of young people.
what about gentlemen learning how to dress
Oh yeah,
like
most
gentlemen?
definitely. Yeah, yeah. That's why I say young people. They don't have. Somebody looks at a girl and he wants to have sex with you. No, that's not it. You can be admired without that. Understand that. Understand admiration is not a problem. Understand that being a lady is nothing wrong with it. Understand that being a gentleman, it's nothing wrong with it. It's not square, as they used to say in my day. It's not dorky. It's being a good person is never outdated. And a lot of young people feel that they have to have an electronic cigarette, in their hand.
Oh my goodness!
I'm serious.
It's the
You
truth.
know,
It's the truth.
they literally, it's certain things that they feel that is just par for the course. Like, this is just how it is, and this is what I have to do. And it's not true. If you want to have a flip phone because that's the only thing you need, go for it. If you like going to the library and reading an actual book, you understand? Amazon started because of books. I used to buy my books from Amazon, you know? So books are good. Buy them, read them, learn them, get to know yourself, get to know others. Have people skills where I'm bringing young people together where they're actually having conversations without electronics. You understand? Without electronics. How does this taste? How does this smell? What are these herbs? What does it mean to cleanse your skin? You understand? Just cleaning your skin literally takes you away from the dermatologist. Get up and take a bath. Stop showering so much. Sit in some water and soak the poison out of your body.
Wow.
Fundamental things. White washcloth so you can see the dirt. Literally,
so you
I promote white washcloth.
So
it's weird that you even have to mention it. That's just the part. Like, these are basic things that people should know, and they don't.
They don't know it.
Basic.
They don't know it.
Basic. They don't understand that all of the pizza, you are building up yeast in your body. You wonder why you got athlete's feet and jock itch. Come on.
Right. That is the truth. Or your pH is not balanced as well.
It's off.
It's crazy.
You wonder why. Literally. Yeah. It's there. Our parents took baths. They ran a bath and sat in water. This is for hundreds of years now, thousands of years. All of a sudden, bathtubs aren't being put in bathrooms anymore. I want to walk in. I want to walk in stall.
They don't get it. They don't get how therapeutic that water is too. I love baths, and I don't care what anyone says. But you might sometimes catch me on a phone call while I'm in the bath. All right, and there's a bad stigma to it, especially for men.
In it. Put some Epsom salt. That's a mineral. And it
I put Epsom salt. I put Epsom salt and eucalyptus oil in mine.
Yes. What I'm saying, just some fun. Go to bed. Turn out the lights. Go to sleep. You don't need coffee. You need a pillow. Literally. These drinks are killing your endocrine system. It is messing you up. Now, guess what? Healthcare is taking off, though, because they are banking on it. They are banking on literally you killing yourself through pleasure.
See, the life expectancy is gone down anyways. Like the life expectancy, the lifespan is because of what we're putting in our bodies. We have a little game. I want to segue into the game, Paul. And I'm late getting to the game because I like to get to the game halfway through. Oksana says baths are everything. That's my woosah. Yeah. And then she says, turn the TV off when you sleep too. It disrupts your sleep.
Amen.
Now, see, that right there, I'm going to be fully transparent on. I leave the TV on. I'm guilty of that.
That's probably why she said it, just to remind you. She was pointing that out right there.
Denice Oksana, that's my wife.
Okay.
I used to sleep with a TV on I used to put a timer on my TV because that way it's not on throughout the night. So when I fall asleep, I normally put it on like 30 minutes, whatever like that, because I don't fall asleep. But to just have it dark in the room, oh my gosh, my brain will keep going. Like I'll be thinking of what I got to do, and it's hard to get my brain to like neutral.
Calm down.
Yeah,
so guess what? Get a red light.
Huh?
Get a red. Yes.
That's what we used to use in the military, red lights at night.
Get a red light.
Really? What? And
what if you're depressed, get some yellow sunglasses.
It's called light discipline. It's called light discipline.
Yeah. Never heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, bright lights will let you get caught. Bright lights will let you get caught by the enemy, man.
You said, I used to see. My thing is coffee. I do like coffee. I've been cutting back on my coffee, but I like coffee. It's more like I know it's placebo because it doesn't. I don't feel.
You like the taste of it?
Yeah, I like the taste of it and the warmth, hot cocoa and things like that in the morning.
So get some Postum.
But what is that?
It's not coffee.
It's called Postum.
But it's like coffee, but it's not coffee. Look it up.
I gotta look into. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Postum. Get some Postum. That's old school.
What?
Yes, it's
Postum.
It's brand. Yeah, look it up.
I'm writing that down. Okay, I'm writing that down because I'm gonna check that out.
Get some Postum. Yeah.
Daniel, it's about that time though. Let's end it with the keep it or return the sender.
You want to end it with the game? Okay.
I don't want to hold Denice for too long, but Denice, we definitely have to get you back.
Yeah, you gotta come back, Denice. You gotta come back. This was awesome. Applause for Denice. Round of applause for
Yeah, seriously.
So we're gonna play this game right now, and it's called Keep It or Return the Sender. Okay. And it's very simple game. I'm gonna list some things off, and you're gonna tell me if we should keep it because we like it, it's good, or return the sender, send it back, we don't want it. Okay? You and Paul are both gonna have to answer this right now. Okay.
Ladies first.
Okay, so Denice first, ladies first. All right. So this first one, and this is I wanted to talk about this, but we didn't get a chance to get to it. But New Year's resolutions. Do we keep those or return the sender?
I say if you're good at keeping them, keep them. And if you fail every year, but I say keep New Year's resolutions. Just change the date.
Okay.
I like that.
Similar to what I have to say, man. There isn't any best time to start than today. All right. So I don't really need a New Year's resolution. If there's something I know I got to do, I'm gonna start today.
Yeah.
And this says return it. Return all of it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I used to be a drug counselor, and so this is what I always told my clients. When you fall, just start back over. Just get back up. You have to keep trying What did you say even about business? If you want to be a failure, you stop. Right?
Facts.
So you keep trying. If you know that this is an issue with you, you probably need to just change the date. This is your daily goal.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing about New Year. It's like, it's this your daily goal. I said I want to be fit, firm, and fabulous by 60. And I turned 60 last year, but I'm still 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you are fabulous. You are fabulous. Very
beautiful.
I
love it. I love it.
It's still a work in progress.
I still got 6 months to go.
Yeah. All right. So the second one is landline phones. Landline phones. Keep them. Return to sender. Are we done with landline phones?
Landline phones are not really landline phones if they're not hardwired.
That's
just digital. So my landline phone on the kitchen wall, that's a landline phone.
We keeping it or you returning it back? We done with them?
I think people are done with them.
Yeah.
Because they're not, they're digital.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yes.
So they're not really, you might as well just have 2 cell phones and call one a house phone.
Return it. Return the sender.
We done.
I agree.
That's the same thing with fax machines. Same thing with fax machines. No one uses them anymore anyway.
No, they don't.
All right, so the next one is lemon head candy.
Oh, keeper.
I agree.
Put it goes in your teeth.
As I can see, I got sweet teeth. As you can see, it'll make your teeth fall out. But man, are they?
No, you just have to learn how to suck them. Don't chew them.
I didn't know there was a technique to it, Denice. I didn't know that. I chew on it and then I chew on it and it gets stuck in my teeth after.
How many? When they say how many licks to the middle of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Yeah,
Tootsie Pop. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
So what it is, you can't chew on them bad boys.
Nah,
you gotta suck them. You have to be patient with lemon heads.
I am not patient with lemon heads. I'll kill that whole bag.
They're not like now laters. Take your teeth. Take your fillers out.
I grew up on now laters. I grew up on them. Those now laters too. So
man.
All right. This next one, we got two more. Gasoline vehicles. Should we just be like, you know what? Let's really do this electric vehicle thing.
When you truly understand petroleum is not going anywhere. You know why? Because the mills that it takes to run the windmills, look at all of the petroleum it takes for them. It's not going anywhere. Your clothes that you wear, if they're not natural cotton, if they're not wool, it's petroleum. Everything, your nail polish, lipstick. So it's like, come on. I like my gas vehicle. Guess what? You go all the way electric and they gonna turn your car off for you.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna put on the tin. I was gonna put on the tinfoil hat right there.
You talk about a traffic jam. Y'all gonna be stuck on the freeway running from a tornado.
Oh, Daniel, you don't like our political policy? We're just gonna turn that off right now.
Turn that off. Hey, listen, man.
Stuff right there.
Can I say this? Something better yet. Always know how to walk wherever you want to go, because guess what? Yeah. Your feet will take you anywhere you want to go. Walk. Don't rely on that vehicle so much.
Yeah, Emma's right. Yeah. Those electric vehicles are microwaves, man. You're sitting inside a microwave oven with those electric vehicles. That is correct, Emma. That's my sister right there. Give her a shout out right there for paying attention.
Oh, Emma, what's going on? Thanks for watching.
Hi, Emma.
This last one, I already know what y'all gonna say because y'all talked about it a little bit before, but I already know. Paperback books, keep them or return to sender.
I love books. Period.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Paperback and hard. Put it this way: if it's not a leatherback book, it is paper. It's just hard.
Yeah. Nah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Oksana says, "Hey Emma." You know what I was gonna put instead of? I was gonna say the newspaper. Are we done with the newspaper? I'm adding that in. Like that's not on my list, but I just thought about it.
Well, we're not done with the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal.
But does it have to come in newspaper form?
Hey,
are people buying newspapers?
So, again, conspiracy theorists. I'm not.
Go ahead,
I'm not an advocate for media, the mainstream media. Yeah. I like finding platforms where people can voice their opinion. The mainstream media is owned by the same type of newspaper companies, and mainstream media are owned by the same type of companies that feed you the propaganda that they want you to. It's not so. Media nowadays is not objective; it's subjective. Mm-hmm. It used to be where journalists were trying to uncover facts. Now they're telling you how they want you to think.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from it. But I'm keeping books. I still like books. I read things like The Lost Herbal Remedies. Again,
that's what you got?
In the kitchen. I like cooking. I like cooking because the true medicine, and I'm not trying to go against the pharmaceutical companies. This is for entertainment purposes, just in case they try to shut us off or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure Denice can agree with me. And I teach my kids, especially my daughter, who's old enough to understand today, that the true medicine comes from the kitchen. Okay, cooking up those herbal remedies. That's how my mother taught me, and that's how I want to teach my kids too. So I read things about like herbal remedies when something goes wrong, my body's out of whack, my kid's body out of whack. I see what I can put together. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for the pharmaceuticals that's out there, because there is a place. It's been put on this earth for a reason. But to rely on that type of stuff, it's not something that I think is the true nature or the purpose of us humans. I think the kitchen is the place where medicine is created, and so you can find those in books. All right. Yeah.
Well, it's also foraging out in nature. Your food is also medicine. You pick up leaves. Notice what animals do. They don't come into the kitchen and they don't start fires. When a dog gets sick, what will they do? They'll go eat grass. You understand? Grass. So I'm just saying a lot of things are right there in our yard, right there in the parks, et cetera, et cetera. What it is again, the knowledge has been lost. My mom brought us up on Back to Eden. It's a book. It's called Back to Eden. Yep. It's an old book. Get it? We used to have a Reader's Digest. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm saying one of the things that I know about the printed page, when you have something in print, you can keep it. When you have something on digital, it can be tampered with. It can be stolen. It can be manipulated. If I write you a letter in my John Hancock, look, you got me.
Right. It appeals to the senses too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to touch
the pages. Just saying, I say have the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Well,
why not?
That Oksana said, "Let food be thy medicine." Facts. That is keep it or return to sender. Thank y'all for playing.
All right.
Thank you.
And applause, man. Thank you, Denice. Everybody, y'all say thank you to Denice. Thank you so much for joining us on the first episode
of 2025.
Hey,
for real, Denice, you started us off with a bang. I appreciate you coming in, especially at the last minute.
I appreciate you too.
Yeah. Listen, you're a very brave woman, very strong, beautiful, brave, courageous woman for jumping on a podcast. Believe it. There's a lot of people that don't like to be on video and like to talk the talk. They're a little timid about it, but I appreciate you having that courage. And I can see based off of your history and your past, you are a very courageous woman and are willing to take risks and go out for what you desire. I like that about you, and I can see how you can benefit society by teaching them these traits and these fundamentals that you've learned, okay, through your nonprofit organization. And so we're going to be keeping a lookout for that. And hopefully, within the near future, you can join us back and we can have this conversation on another episode. One of the things we're going to be doing too here in the near future is every third week out of the month, we're going to want to talk about relationships, okay? How men and women, entrepreneurs or whatnot, can come together, all right, in harmony, because I think that's what's missing in society is the harmony between men and women. Family, again, there's a war against the family, and we want to see if we can just create an impact and try to, unite, because that's what I'm all about: uniting entrepreneurs, uniting people, uniting no matter what kind of shade of brown you are, just everybody getting together on one common mission and getting things done. All right, so hopefully one in the near future. Yes, ma'am, because it's needed, the feminine and masculine, the yin and the yang. So hopefully sometime soon, maybe you want to join us on that type of topic, because it falls in line with your nonprofit organization. Okay.
Yes.
And you can help us in giving us words of wisdom about how relationships had worked as traditionally, and how it can work in this modern era where that quality of family has been pushed to the side because people want that. They don't want to have that delayed gratification, and they want that, now. My husband needs to be making this money now, or my wife needs to be on point right now. It goes both ways, all right? We're in this together, and all they want us to do is fight, just to keep us separated so that they can have more control off of the direction that we go, all right? Mm-hmm. So once again, Denice, thank you. Is there any way, do you want to give any way for people to reach out to you for any type of counseling? If that's something you enjoy?
Yeah, I am retired from that. I am building myself back up, most definitely. If people want to talk, that's fine. They can reach out to me. You have my phone number. I don't mind people, calling.
I'll vet them if that's the case.
606 number. 606. Yes. I have no problem. But
this has been... Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but I like I said, I'm still in the process of recovering. So and building while I recover. So I know now one of the things you have to know in anything that you do, you have to know your limitations. Even though you love to do what you do, I was a beast before and I got set down. So I'm standing up now, but I'm walking not nowhere near where I was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very much, yes. So I have to sit down more often, even though I can walk.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. I appreciate you for taking this time. I appreciate you taking this time to talk to us. Thank y'all so much for watching this episode. And tax season is around the corner. It's upon us, Paul.
It is upon us, and I'm your guy. I'm your guy, the nation's tax expert, Paul Rene Jr. Hit me up. You know how to reach me. Hey guys, if you need any podcast work done, any video production done, hit up Maestro. You know how to reach him. We make it easy for you guys to reach us. All right? Yeah, straight up. Tax season is upon us. You want to maximize your return? Book a session, free consultation, free quotes. I got you covered. I'm the nation's tax expert. I'll take care of you.
All right. Thank y'all so
Daniel,
much for watching. Yeah, man.
Thank you once again for a dope ass episode.
Yeah. Hey, man, if you want to partner with the show, Beyond the Hustle, man.
Beyond the Hustle.
Sponsor an episode. Let us know. Reach out.
Hustle. That's right.
All right, now, man. We'll see y'all next week, Tuesday, same place.
Same back times.